So what I want to do, right? I want to go a little deeper into your time at Death Row because I heard you speak about it, but I've never heard you, go into detail about it like that. So with that being said, right, how did you meet Snoop and get signed to Death Row?
Yeah, Unc discovered me, my birthplace, Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to the city, shout out to the state. It was the Chronic tour. I see you rocking the Up and Smoke joint. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so the Chronic tour was pretty much the Up and Smoke tour was a branch off of the Chronic tour. You know what I mean? And um, they came to Columbus, Ohio. I forgot which arena it was at the time, and my mother took me. I don't know what mom would take a 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid to, that type of concert. And at the time, the Chronic tour was crazy. You had, of course, Unc and Dre, Dog Pounder. You also had Onyx. Onyx opened up in Boss. Boss was tough. Boss was like one of the hardest female rappers, like I would say, ever in hip hop. You know what I mean? She had the Lokes on, the denim jean outfit, the black boots. Like Boss was tough. You know what I mean? So this was a straight gangster rap tour. And, during the intermission, rest in peace, AJ Johnson, the comedian who played, Ezel and Friday, he was the host for the tour. And during the intermission, people picking people out the audience to come on stage, while they wasting time and the next artist is getting ready to go out on stage. And out of 16,000 in the arena, he picked me. And I go on stage, I started rapping. People start throwing money on the stage. And I'm like, I'm a kid. I put the mic down at that point. I'm like, they going crazy. I'm starting to pick up the money. You know what I mean? I'm like, we getting paid. We didn't even know we was gonna get paid tonight, but we got paid that night. So you just see me scrapping for the cash, picking up all the money. And then they was like, yo, what's all the records going on out there? And shout out to Daz. And, Daz was the first person that came and got me. Like, yo, this is crazy. I'm about to let you come back here and meet Dr. Dre and Snoop. So that's where that infamous picture that came from, where I believe I want to say Unc is to my right, I'm in the middle, and Dre to my left. That was backstage at the Chronic tour that night, right after. And I went to the back. Of course, no place for a child to be. It's weed smoke everywhere. It's, Nick rolling dice. It's Death Row, hot. Like, this is 92, 93 Death Row. This is I wasn't even out yet. This was all off a deep cover in the Chronic. You know what I mean? So, only thing that you was hearing Unc really spit at the time on that tour was everything he had, whether it was a feature or, on Dre album. So from there, they was just like, they spoke to my mom and was like, yo, we need to make this a continuous thing and keep Lil Man on the tour. And we just put him in the audience in every city. So it looked like I'm from each city and they just gonna keep picking me. And then after the tour was over, that's when they got serious. Like, can he get to LA? And Suge hollered at my mom and was like, yo, we want the little nigga. Like, we want him to be out here with us, and we want to groom him, we want to mold him. And of course, I was right up on the Snoop, and the rest was history. I ended up moving to LA without my mom's. Suge, they put me in school. And he told this story too on this interview that he did. It's floating around on YouTube. I believe it's him, Lisa Ray, and Tretch. It was like when the Source had they TV show, and he kind of broke it down. You know what I mean? And he definitely wasn't capping in that interview when he was speaking on me. And even with Arsenio Hall, Arsenio Hall came after the Chronic tour, and I wasn't even supposed to come out. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, yeah, Suge did not want me to come out on that episode that Snoop performed. But you know what they say? Sometimes you got to go take that shit. If you know you possess a talent and this is the golden moment. And at that time, my mom was like, this is it. I know we ain't supposed to do it, but scoot your little ass out there, get a little closer to that curtain, let them see him. And then, my son needed this Snoop knew all that Snoop. And Arsenio held it down like a real one. He did. He was like, come on, little man, come close the shop with me. He ain't always gonna be doing all that cursing at that age, but you could just you could just tell like that I was just born for this shit. Like, it was just natural. You know what I mean? Even at 6, the way I was rhyming, the way I was holding the mic, my posture, how I was walking, moving when I was performing, it was just, I was born with it. Then once I got around them, it just kind of molded. They just molded it. You know what I mean? But we did a lot of things though. It's 2 unreleased tracks that was supposed to go on the Murder Was the Case soundtrack that's floating around for show on YouTube.
Oh,
That
for
people
real?
that, oh yeah, hell yeah. It's a record called Dave, right? That I rap. And then there's 2 versions. There's a version out right now where it's Snoop rapping the lyrics, and then there's a version out with me rapping the lyrics. The song was mine. I believe the version that Unc got put out that got leaked was my reference track. but I'm talking crazy on these records. And then it's another one that's like after 3 p.m. That's with me and Corrupt. And after 3 o'clock. That's with me and Corrupt. And I'm wilding on there. That record is like that's just crazy. We gotta like insert the audio like while we doing this too, just so they know, like, yo, what the but yeah, man, that's those were moments. And of course, the Gin and Juice video, jumping up and down the couch. And from there, being on the Doggy Style album, doing each and every voice of the G's and Hustlers skit, that's you in the back of the French brace. Who you want to be? Oh, my name is Snoop. Oh, all right, Snoop. I want to be a motherfucking hustler. That's all me. Every kid you hear, that was me at 6 years old. So I was being put in position. You know what I'm saying? They was using me. I was working, but I don't think the music was going to drop right away until I got a little older. You know what I mean? And I think once Unc recognized like this ain't really a place for nephew to be at, it's time for me to move him in. Then, once they made that move and in Death Row, the whole situation happened, Dre left, and I had to kind of find my place again.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Because I never knew that she was on death row like that. Like I heard you speak on it, but I never knew that she was on death row like that to that extent. But I want to backtrack. So that video of you being a kid on the Arsenio Hall show, you said that Suge he didn't want you to come out.
Yeah, nah, I was not supposed to come out. This was Unc's debut. This is Doggy Style. This is his moment to shine. And, we all just there as the artists to be there to support, and um, we was like, "F that. This is the moment. Like, my mom and them like, yo, you need to get close to that curtain so Arsenio can see you. Once he see you, we go, during commercial break. You got to think how fast this is happening. This is live TV. Like, this wasn't tape. This was live. So you only got by like a cool little couple seconds, maybe a 45, 39, what, I said 39, what a fucking weird number to pick, but like a, 45-second, 50-second commercial break where it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's come on, we gotta. And then last second, like, come on, close that with me. He like, you rap, and he even gave me the little interview too. What's your name? I'm like, my name Bow Wow. Okay, Bow Wow. Okay, y'all gonna hear his stuff later, and y'all gonna be out buying his. You know what I mean? So it's like when you talk about a hip hop story, it's like it don't get no better than that. I always say I got one of the best hip hop stories in hip hop history. Like to go from 5 to being on Arsenio Hall to then being discovered by, Death Row to being around that to being a part of the creation of one of the biggest albums of all time in hip hop, which is Doggy Style, really being there and being a part of the process, being in the studio with Dre, being in the studio with Snoop, staying at the La Manchas Hotel and, right there in LA. And it was just an experience, man. It was just, a moment in life that it was golden. I remember Busta Rhymes telling me when we was on Cash Money together, he was like, man, you like a fucking hip hop alien, dog. Like you're like not even fair. You're like a cheat code. Like you lived 4 or 5 hip hop life sentences. Nigga. Like it's crazy. You started as a kid, your teenage years, then your 20s, then like you've seen every era of this shit, you know what I mean? And it's dope to look back and to be able to say, I was a part of that and I was there for that. So it's a blessing.
Yeah, man. I mean, when it comes to hip hop, man, you're a part of a lot of history, man. I had no idea that you was doing all those voiceovers on Doggy Style.
All the voices, everyone, everyone. Because while I was out there, I was taking auditions for movies too, because like, how it is when you're a new artist and you come into a label, especially a pack label like that, it's no different than going to a good NBA team or NFL team and you the rookie. It's going to be cast that's already there, cemented, stars in place that, you got to wait your turn, you know what I mean? But I had the type of mother where it's like, we're going to make use out of all of this shit. So since you in LA, you're going to do some auditions when you in at the studio, when they not using you. And that's what I did. I went out, I'm doing Family Matter auditions and, so I'm out here getting the Hollywood aspect of the game as well. So when it was time for me to do the voices, it was easy, all the forget your mother and okay, I want to be a fireman and all that. Just born with that shit.
Crazy, man. I had no idea that that was you, man. But I want to ask you, them 2 unreleased songs, right, that you recorded on Death Row, who wrote them for you? Because I know you was a kid at the time, so
Now,
I'm just curious.
yeah. So Corrupt, I want to say Corrupt wrote the one that he was on. That record is called After 3 O'clock. And then Dave, Unc wrote that. So there's 2 versions of Dave that's out on YouTube floating around. You're gonna hear the one with me, and then you're gonna hear a version with Snoop. same record, I believe different beat, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say yes, different beats, same exact lyrics. So I just dropped the gem on y'all, so they can go run and look it up.
Yeah, I gotta go check them out, man. But outside of Family Matters, right? What other shows or movies you auditioned for, if you remember? Because I know you was a kid, so you probably forgot. But
Nah, I got one. Nah, I got one. I remember everything. My memory is look, I might smoke a lot of weed, but I think the weed increases my memory because I don't forget shit. Like there's too many highlights in my career and in my life and too much shit I done seen for me to ever forget some of the things that my eyes are laid on. But I'll give you one. Little Rascals. I went out for the Little Rascals. I went out for
classic.
yeah, I did. I went out for Little Rascals. Of course, I believe everybody knows what character Buckwheat, I went out for because I had the hair and everything. So I remember going to that audition. I didn't get that, of course. Um, what else? And the episode for Family Matters that I went out for was the episode where uh I don't know if you I mean, this was an iconic episode. Remember when on Urkel when he had all the little Urkels?
Yeah, I seen that
You don't
episode.
remember
I know what you're talking
I
about.
went out. Okay, so I auditioned for one of the kids. It was like 10 Urkels, and for that episode, I went out for that one. And yeah, so I was out there working, man. I was out there networking and connecting, and it then the music thing hit first, of course. But like I said, I was already 10 toes down in the acting field, getting into it. Didn't never had an acting coach in my life. My whole everything is just natural to me, learning on the fly, and just you know, um, teaching myself.
And when you was out in LA, you stayed with Nancy Fletcher at one point, right?
Yeah, sure did. Yep, Nancy was that was Unk's background singer. Nancy was super cool. Of course, she did some background vocals too on a lot of Death Row tracks. Uh, I want to say some pop joints. I know Joelle was definitely heavy on a lot of the Death Row records. Joelle was the voice you was hearing, but Nancy was definitely doing some background singing too. And yeah, man. So yeah, when I got out there, I lived with Nancy, Fletcher. That's who I lived with, and until I really started getting my feet wet through LA, and then I ended up moving in with somebody else at the time, and then from there I bounced back to Ohio. So, I was moving and grooving.
Gin and Juice, you was in that video as a kid, man. Take me through that. How was that like when y'all was shooting that video that day? You got a story or two?
Yeah, yeah, there is a story actually. The woman that's riding on the bike, when driving the bike when he got the black and yellow hockey jersey on and he had the fro out. Uh, the hair braiding scene on the porch, that was supposed to be my mom. My mom was supposed to play that scene. Braiding hair. I remember my mother was on set with me when we did the Gin and Juice video. It was cold. I really don't remember much. I just remember that part. Um, but I didn't know at that time how monumental, that would be. And I credit God because it wouldn't be monumental if after that I didn't become who I became. You know what I mean? Because now when you look back at that video, it's like, oh shit, like this is a baby Bow Wow. Like this is crazy. Like everything is like the whole story, it's there. Like there's no capping in that. There's no taking it back. I mean, for like you said, for the people that don't believe it, there's so much information out there for them to see. Like I said, it's the Suge interview. When he gives Arsenio the props, like, yo, you did that. You had Bow Wow on the show. And that's facts. Just another interview like what I was saying with Suge when he's like, yo, I signed him, pay for his tutoring, pay for his school. He was with us, he was with us. And the only reason why I was able, and I think I've seen somebody show me, I think Reggie White kind of right touched on this too, on how Death Row lost Bow Wow. And I saw that, me being an adult now and just catching back up even on my old history, because then I was a kid, I didn't understand the business, but he was saying because I believe they hired Johnny Cochran to do it instead of an entertainment lawyer to do my contract. So that's how I was able to wiggle out. And plus I was a minor at the same time. So that's out there too. I saw that interview. So I'm like, damn, that's how, okay, damn, Johnny Cochran was, I didn't even know. All right. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, the information is there. I mean, that's my birthplace. I always say that. Death Row was the birthplace. That was the start out place for me. And I've seen a lot of shit with these eyes. And as a kid, man, you gotta be talented as fuck, and you gotta be one of the ones to be over there and run with that crew. So, like I said, I'm happy to have that under my umbrella.
Real talk, man. And when you was on Death Row, did you have any kind of interaction with Tupac? Because I remember you saying that y'all both did a show together, right, in Cleveland?
Yeah, you wanna know what's crazy? You talking about it was like a Death Row concert,
Yep, yep.
and Pac was on the stage, like a million motherfuckers on the stage with him when he came out, and there was like a little boy on the stage, right? Or are you? Yeah, yeah. I think I know what you're talking. That wasn't me.
Okay.
But it's crazy though. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's another one too at the House of Blues. Everybody's like, "Yo, that's bad." I'm like, "Nah, that wasn't me." But I met Pac on two occasions. Two occasions. One before I even met Snoop and the whole Death Row thing came about. This is when like Pac had like Tupacalypse Now. This I forgot. Remember them straw hats back in the day? Remember they look like Scully's, but then the strings are hang.
Right, right,
Like
right, right.
Pac used to wear them joints. So it was a concert in Columbus, Ohio. It was Pac, Luke, and Yo Yo, and I opened up, and I'll never forget taking the picture with Pac in front of the spray, uh, what's the airbrush backgrounds they used to do back in the '90s, and they had one of those set up at the venue, and then we took a picture. To this day, I don't know where it is. I don't know if my aunt has that photo, but if I ever find that photo, if I ever get my hands on that photo, like I'll post that shit on Instagram and probably never post nothing else again. Like nobody got a picture like that. And I know it exists. I just don't know where it is or where it's at. And then my second encounter with Pac was probably be like at the studio, maybe like Can-Am. While he was recording, just to getting a glimpse in while he was recording the album and whatnot. But other than that, that was it. The only time I really had full contact with Pac was the night that I opened up for him and Luke and Yo Yo. That's a crazy lineup to have a 6-year-old open up at, right? That's some crazy shit. You got some gangster shit going on. You got some butt naked twerking, nasty ass popping pussy shit going on. Then you got then you got Yo Yo. So it's like how do you place a 6-year-old kid on that bill? But hey man, I got away with that shit, man. Like I said, I was ready for it. I was born for it.
Right, right. And I remember you making a comment before saying that, when you was on death row, you wasn't a big fan of crisscross.
Nah. Nah, man. I despise, and I end up with JD years later, right? And he turns me into what I am today. But yeah, I really despise crisscross, man, because I was very competitive. And, when you sitting on a label, I'm sure there's, even a lot of up and coming artists when they watching this interview and, a lot of artists that understand this. But when you get signed and you sitting on a label, it only just makes you hungry and hungrier, right? And as you just continue to get hungrier and hungrier, you're watching all these other artists, new artists come out of nowhere, and you're watching them develop and they're popping, and you're like, yo, that's supposed to be me. Or, now's my window closed now because, this person done got it sold up. Now I got to fight even extra harder. So when I saw Crisscross, I'm like, that's where I was supposed to be. I always wanted that to be me on Death Row. I wanted to be the biggest, youngest star at the time. But, it was hard when you had Crisscross having the whole entire nation and world wearing their clothes backwards. You know what I mean? It was tough. And JD had that formula. And, I wanted it. And you got to think, being on Death Row, you got to think, bro, a 6 going on 7-year-old rapper, 8 at Death Row, you're morphing into what's surrounding you, that same energy, that competitive nature. Like I'm like them niggas. Like I'm on that type of wave. Like that's how they raised. That's what I was around. I'm like, man, I'm posted. I want to go snatch that shit from them. But it wasn't my time. And I think a lot of artists got to know that too. You gotta, timing is everything. Like even to this day, I get so many of my homies and people like, yo, drop the record. We've been sitting on this record for 3 years. You just play it just for us or for girls and shit. When we just kicking it or we going out, we vibing, like drop this shit. And I'm like, it ain't about just dropping it. That you gotta strike when that iron hot. You know what I mean? It could be a moment that I get and that shit is a bigger than life moment. It's like, see what I'm saying? Now we put it out. You know what I mean? So I didn't understand it then, but now, of course, but it just wasn't the time yet. I don't think that we had, first of all, we didn't have the right music. I wasn't rapping the right records. If we were smart, we would have geared me towards the Kid Avenue aspect of Death Row. But at that time, we wasn't thinking about that, man. Cass wasn't, you know what I mean? It was, Nick was young. You got to think I was around when he was 18, 19 years old. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Right, right. But speaking of crisscross, right, take me through that, transition where, you was on death row, it didn't work out, and you meet Jermaine Dupri and you sign with So Dove.
Yeah, so I go back home to Columbus, Ohio. I go back to Ohio and go back to school and everything. I'm back in regular school and shit. They work out. Everybody asking me like, yo, how was it? I'm a little older now. I'm probably like 11, going on 12, like middle school. And I'm like, it was an experience. It was straight. So I ended up start playing football for my junior high school at the time. Yeah, the Reynoldsburg Raiders. I get on the football team. I'm loving it. I'm like, I don't really. I had a taste of it. The Hollywood and the industry. I'm kind of cool. It ain't for me. I'm gonna just go back to school, be a kid, and then my mother. I'll never forget it. She walks to the fence and she's like, "Yo, we going to Atlanta." Like, in like a couple of days. I'm like, "For what?" So I'm gonna go meet with Jermaine Dupri, and I'm like, "Who is that?" Like, I don't even know. Like, at the time, I swear to God, I didn't know. You got to think, man. Being on death row, I was so West Coast influenced. Like, I wasn't listening to down south. I wasn't listening to East Coast. I wasn't allowed to listen. We wasn't allowed to listen to a lot of East Coast rap living in LA, especially being on the label that I was on. So it was tough. I was DJ Quick, MCA, just West Coast the fuck out all the way. So my mom is like, "We're gonna go to Atlanta." I'm pissed. I'm like, "I don't want to do this. For what? We've tried this already. Now here we are about to go to another city. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I want to stay right here in Ohio." And we ended up getting on the plane, of course. I lost that argument. That war was definitely lost. And I remember flying to Atlanta. We got the Hyatt in Buckhead, which is still up and running. And as I'm checking in the lobby, I see Jay-Z. And this is right around the song we got with Babyface, "To Touch Me," yeah, Sunshine. Sunshine. So the song that Hov really don't like, he kind of put it under the rug a little bit. But that was a song, that was a record that he had out. But at the same time, Money Ain't a Thing was out. This is like hot off the press, Money Ain't a Thing. So Jermaine and Jay-Z they had a concert at the Atrium, I believe. Everybody correct me, all the old ATLians, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say it was the old Atrium. I believe I'm correct, but correct me if I'm wrong. Forgive me. But so I'm in the hotel. I'm just sitting there all day. I'm getting pissed. I'm like, "Man, Mom, we just sitting in this hotel room. We got us sitting here. We've been in this hotel for hours and hours." I'm talking about, bro, from the time I landed, man, we in the hotel forever. I'm like, "Man, call him, man. Where he at, man?" Da-da-da-da. So JD pull up. He was in his all white or the all black. I want to say, I don't know which Bentley he was in, but he in the big dog Bentley. First Bentley I ever seen in my life. He got the rabbit, thick fur, uh, floor mats. It's soft as a motherfucker. Like, you could just fall on the floor in the Bentley. Like, the shit is incredible. So the first thing I asked him, I was like, "Man, what kind of car is this?" Like, it just got a B on it. Coming from Columbus, bro, niggas ain't whipping Bentleys. Like, it ain't happening. I never seen this car in my life. Like, niggas ain't whipping Bentleys. Maybe now, but them shit went flying through the city. You know what I mean? Back then when I was growing up, I had no clue. So listen, Bentley, I'm like, "This motherfucker crazy. Like, this shit dope." So all that, me sitting in the hotel being mad at this nigga, that shit done turned. I'm like, "Oh, this nigga rich. Like, this the first person I seen with some money. Like, I could tell he rich." So JD, we went to his house. And man, the niggas had it all laid out, like the American dream. It reminded me of like one of them movies, like when the dope boy who just got it popping. He got like the little homie in the hood who, he looking up to, and he just like, "Man, all this shit can just be yours with, what so that's kind of what it was. The gate opened up, we going through the back. I'm talking about this nigga JD had like 13 cars just lined up, like, pick me, pick me, pick me. One for Tuesday, I'll switch out that same Tuesday, hop in this that evening. JD had the big body Benz. He had 2 big body Benzes, 2 Raris, 2 Bentleys, the Range Rover, the BMW, the 745s when they was out back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, JD had the white Porsche, cocaine white Porsche. Man, JD was clowning. Like, clowning. The finest girls. Like, it felt like when I met JD, right, it really felt like a college recruit, or like a agent, like a sports agent recruiting somebody who they really want and who they really believe in. Like, how this little nigga gonna say no to all this shit? Like, I felt like that day he had got the cars extra shined up, like, go line them up, get it ready. You know what I mean? Because when I saw that shit, I was like, "Yo, I never seen nothing like that in my life." You know what I mean? The women that he had, I'm like, "Man, I want all this shit." So Jermaine, I would say, was like the first father figure in my life, the first person, like, who I looked up to. I looked up to Snoop too, but Unc is Unc. Like, he gonna always be my Unc. It's like a different relationship. You know what I mean? But Jermaine was more of like a big brother / like a father figure, a father I never had. And that's how I popped off. So that's how I got to Jermaine. Shout out to Steve Perdone because at the time, Steve Perdone still is a good friend of Snoop's, and he was at Epic at the time, and he was kind of like the middleman who pinpointed that shit, and he pointed me to the direction of JD. So he connected those dots, and then we finished. We wrapped up everything else, and then the rest was history.
When you signed with Jermaine Dupri, was your name still Little Gangster?
Now, so when I met Jermaine, it was Bow Wow. So prior to me meeting Jermaine, when I finished out the Chronic tour, um, that's when I came back and Unc asked me like, "Yo, what they call you? What's your name?" I said, "Kid Gangster." He said, "No, we got to change that." He said, "Man, we're gonna call him Lil Snoop." And then it went from Lil Snoop to, "Nah, he need his own identity. Lil Snoop. If I'm the big dog, he the little dog." And Uncle always scream out Big Bow Wow on his records, and he's like, "Nah, that's Lil Bow Wow." So no matter what, you're gonna always be an extension of me. So that's really the significance of the name. It's a spinoff from me being the little dog to the big homie. So it's the little homie, big homie thing. So that's how the name came about. So when I got with Jermaine, I was already set in stone. I didn't need nobody to teach me shit. When I got in Jermaine, I came ready. Like he'll tell you, like that nigga didn't need no artist development. We ain't had to, this nigga, like he was just born for it. Like I just had it. And and how he knew I was serious about it, that hunger still traveled with me. Like I'm coming from death row. That rapper shit that a rapper's supposed to possess in them, that shit is in me. That hunger, that bite, that competitive nature, that the shine, the light, the moment I wanted it. You know what I mean? And that night, JD and Jay-Z had, the album release, I believe, for Life in 1472. So, that's why Jay-Z was at the Hyatt earlier. So we in the same hotel. So I see, okay, we in the same hotel. So I end up going to the concert later, and that footage is out too. You can look that up. Bow on stage with Jay-Z, Brat, and JD, and now you just see me in the background. If you watch the video, I'm in the background like, man, I want the mic. So when JD come back, you're like, what? Well, nigga, like, nigga, give me the mic. Nigga. Like, I want to go. Like, like, nigga, I ain't flying all the way down here, miss school for nothing. Nigga. I want to get on the mic. Nigga. It's my moment too. And so Brat, like, y'all, hey, yo, my little brother, he got something to say. And, that was an iconic moment too. Jay-Z on stage doing my ad-libs. I'm rapping. I'm fucking it up. Atlanta going crazy. And that's when Jermaine knew, like, this little nigga right here is different. He is different. I've never seen an 11-year-old kid just want it. I mean, it was another, it's up there with, the whole Death Row memories. Me being on stage with Jay-Z before he became who he is today, not to take away from Hov and what he did early on, but you know what I'm saying, when he became that motherfucker right after Money in the Thing. So, I'm glad I was a part of that. That was a historic night.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I gotta check that footage out, man. How was it like when your first album came out? And you had like 3 or 4 big hits on there too, man. Like, how was
Yeah.
that like, yo?
We finished the album in 2 weeks. I remember we finished the album in 2 weeks at Jermaine House. Um, and then I want to say that's when we built the studio in Atlanta. And I think we might have finished the rest there. But it was a fast process. It was quick. Me and Jermaine hit the ground running. The first record that me and Jermaine did was a song called Stick Up. That was on the Wild Wild West soundtrack. And, from there, that's when we started prepping and, preparing for my album. He had me doing a lot of like Sony showcases because we was all on Sony and Columbia at the time. But it was chaotic. I ended up selling low numbers my first week, but the shit grew like a wildfire. Like it just spread it. Like it just became like total Bow Wow mania. It was ridiculous. It was like some shit that people never seen before. It was like Michael Jackson meets Beatles-esque, like shutting down malls, having to be put on roofs of malls, couldn't go places, being banned, girls jumping on my tour bus from the loading docks of the arenas. I mean, you name it, getting scratched up, chains getting snatched through trying to go through the audience. The girls are pulling, my clothes are ripping. It was just total fucking chaos, Then BT and that whole connection and how they gravitated me and just grabbed me and put their arms around me and just gave me the home. And then 106 and Park comes. And I mean, it was fucking Bow Wow mania. The Scream tour is just everything. It just didn't stop. You know what I mean? It just never stopped. But Beware of Dog was the first. We ended up we sold triple platinum on the first out the gate, going from maybe selling, I don't know, low numbers to that. It was crazy. Like it was a long stretch. Like Beware of Dog, that album just stretched for so long. And I'm happy that it sold the way it sold. I'm glad I didn't hit it hard. Like We didn't just break out with the crazy numbers and then died off. We grew. Like Columbia was smart on how they did it. Jermaine was very smart. Like we just gonna keep giving them little. The album's gonna grow. Trust me, it's gonna grow. My first single, Bounce With Me, went number 1. Then we came back with Bow Wow, That's My Name with Snoop. That went number 1. You know what I mean? So we got 2 number 1s, triple platinum out, fresh out the gate. It was over.
Yeah, when you came out with that, man, you became real big, man. But I'm a flirt, right? What was the situation with that? Because I know some people feel like, R. Kelly, he took that song from you and he put T.I. and T-Pain on it.
Yeah, so we go to Chicago. Um, well, did I go to Chicago before? Yeah, okay. So I might have this mixed up. I don't know if we went to Chicago because Chris came with me to Chicago when I went to go rock with Kels and vibe. And then we went and played basketball, the infamous R. Kelly stories in Chicago. You don't pass the ball to nobody, keep the gym open all night, after the club, more basketball. But either way it went, flew to Chicago to vibe with Kels. Because he's one of those producer songwriters that, the record comes better, if you get a feel for you, kick it with you, understand what type of artist you are, so that he can kind of write from your perspective. You know what I mean? And so Lil Ronnie, still my man, shout out to Ronnie. He got Kels on the phone, like, yo, I got the opportunity, we can work with Kels. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Nigga, like, nigga, you serious? They R. Kelly on the phone. I'm like, get the nigga, stop fucking playing. Because we working on my album at the time. We at his house and we working nonstop, right? We hands-on. And at the time, JD was a part of it. But this is the first time where I'm stepping out on my own. So this shit feel good. I want to prove to my pops that I can do this shit with him or without him. It don't matter. It's a win-win. So, but Jermaine was definitely a part of this album. We're going to get to that in a minute. But Kel was like, yo, what's up? Like, what's up, Al? Like, like, check this out. This Rob. We gonna do something real special. We gonna get in the studio. We gonna make this thing happen like that. That's how he be talking and shit. So
Right,
I'm
right.
like, yo, we said, I'm thinking, how we gonna, put this thing together. And give me a minute. I got the beat from Ronnie. I'm gonna put something together. Give me about like 10 minutes. I'm gonna call y'all back and we should have something. That's exactly how it went. Boom, he hang up. I'm me, but a lot of people don't know I'm a big fan of R&B music. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of my records got categorized as like R&B hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, man, what he gonna do to this beat? Because the beat's so special. My call back like, I got it. Oh, just made a baby in there. And that's a boy. It's a boy. We got it hit. I mean, this motherfucker called back quick. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So when we got the record back, my mind blown, because me and Ronnie was sitting here trying to work on this record, like we knew the beat was special. We knew it was a single, but we wanted it. Sometimes you hear a beat and you like, this shit gotta be perfect. The words gotta match because we know it's a hit, but now the words gotta go to it. When that motherfucker sent that shit back and said, I'm a flirt. As soon as I see her walk up in the club, I'm a flirt. Sometimes when I'm with my chick on the low, I'm a flirt. And how he did it, I say, yo, this nigga's a genius. I'm like, yo, this nigga is the greatest R&B singer of all time. Like, you know what I mean? All the extra crazy shit. Of course, we don't agree with all of that. But for me, I judge off of talent. I go by, I don't, in between these walls of this studio and this microphone, the nigga is the greatest nigga to do this shit. And I've seen it with my own eyes. I mean, this motherfucker wrote I'm a Flirt with my pictures hanging up in the booth, bruh. This nigga had on a do-rag in a jersey, dressed like me. Nigga said, I gotta become Bow Wow. I gotta be Bow Wow to do this. I gotta be Bow Wow. And the nigga did it like, this shit was crazy, bro. No cap. Like, and when he sent it back, I do my verses. We send it back, Rob, like, tell that he can't say that now because I say some shit like that in my verse. He gonna have to rewrite that shit now. And I ain't gonna do it for him. He got it. And so he sent it back. So I had to rewrite my shit, touch it up. We sent it back, Rob, like, all right, it's a go. And from there, it was on. So that song was placed on my Price of Fame album. It was, yeah, my 5th album was on my Price of Fame album. So then,
Underrated album.
Yep. So then Kels calls and he's like, yo, what y'all gonna do with that record? Cause Shorty Like Mine was the first single. So boom, I'm coming off a number one record with Chris Brown. So I'm like, JD, I think the perfect single was the song with me and Kels because now I'm getting older. I got the ladies on lock. They can't fuck with me when it comes with the ladies. They can't. Just can't. I got this shit. Now let me enter that next level of maturity. If I align myself with this nigga, and you know he got the lady, and we ain't got to talk about his body work for the ladies. It gives me that edge that I need, that grown look that I need. And now Bow Wow is, but now you fucking with the big dogs. You go from the hottest young nigga Chris Brown. Now I'm about to hit y'all niggas with a banger with the nigga Kels. It's like it's undefeated. And at the time, I'm like, you know, I was in a high profile relationship at the time, and I'm also thinking what they gonna do. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I want to seem like I'm having fun. I'm back. I'm single. This the perfect nigga to do this song with his Kels in the video. I'm envisioning the whole label like, nah, we want to go out of my system. And I'm like, nah, nah. Like, what I look like putting out a heartbreak record about a certain individual when that certain individual has already moved on and they in a new relationship, a public relationship. Why am I about to put out a heartbreak record about an individual when I should be celebrating being a young player? I'm back out here and I'm getting it popping. I'm Bow Weezy. Now I'm back and I hooked up with the big homie this time. I don't want to be looking like I'm over here crying because in reality, I'm really not. But this is how the world gonna perceive this shit if we go with this record. I got outvoted. You know, I think a little friction between me and Jermaine kind of started because I'm like, I think the nigga hating on me. He don't want to see me win. This is a hit. It came from me and my homeboy in his house, in his basement. We did this shit all by ourselves. And this was our moment to prove to JD in the world, like, I'm stepping out on my own. And I now what? You can't say I can't get one without, that's like God, rest his soul with Kobe. You can't say that Shaq shit no more. Nigga, I got two without him. So we can dead that. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? So at that time, that's how I was feeling. And so Kels called and was like, yo, nigga ain't gonna use it. Man, I'm gonna just, I know a way I can get around it. I'm gonna just call it the remix. But he kept it gangster with me. He did. He said, yo, check this out, Val. This is what I'm gonna do. This is my plan. I said, okay. He said, but I can't take away that credit. This is your record. He gave me my writer's credit. I still eat off the record. You know what I mean? It's still a Bow Wow record. And if you look, even the one that I wasn't on, if you look on the Billboard charts, when we went number one, you still see S. Moss on there. You see S. Moss, Clifford Harris, Robert Kelly, and then you see Payne's name. So no matter what, I eat off the record. So it definitely, so I got a number one with Kim.
I had no idea you was making money off of I'm a Flirt, man. That's a good look, yo. But I want to ask you, right? When you first came out, right, you was the hottest thing out. All the females was going crazy over you. Was the older woman trying to get at you?
Nah, it was the other way around. It was me. I was trying to get at them. Hell yeah. You gotta think, man, like, JD was, JD's whole moniker is Young Flying Flashy. So like I said, Jermaine was like the nigga on the block who had the gold rope chain, the whips, the women, a young nigga coming up, you see that, you want them same things. So I remember one time, the Gentlemen's Club used to be popping, the old GC or the Gold Club. Now this is the GC Gentlemen's Club. And, I didn't want to say the studio one night. So Jay like, man, stay your ass in the car. So, Jermaine had a driver. So I stay in the car. Jermaine and went upstairs, come down. She's like, man, where all the girls at? All the girls surrounded by the G-Wagon. You just see a little nigga with braids hanging out the G-Wagon. That's me out the parking lot. What's up, baby? What's happening? Yeah, I'm Bow. I'm JD Artist. Where JD got so mad, he came out like, man, get your ass back in the car. Man, what the fuck you doing? I'm like, nigga, listen, these girls I'm looking at in Atlanta, this ain't nothing like what I'm seeing at school. These is grown women. Like I'm seeing it at 12, 11. You know what I mean? Like this is what's around. So, I became a product of my environment. I think that's why I am the way I am today. It's because you know what I mean? Like JD really my pops. Like, so of course anything that is around at a young age, it's in your mind, like, oh, that's how I want it. That's how I want it. I want the girls, I want the cars, I want the jewelry, I want all that shit. And I just use that as my hunger. But, Jermaine always been 10 toes down solid. You know what I mean? He never been on no shit, no, none of that. You know what I mean? If anything, Jermaine is always this person that's looking out. And I think that's why, even through our ups and downs, it happens. We family. We gonna go through it, but it's all about how we come up out that shit. And I love JD to death. I'll do anything for him. That's my man to the casket close. So, you know, JD.
Speaking of that, man, what was the situation between you and JD that went viral some months ago? And I think the Brat jumped in. Like, what was going on, yeah?
All right, so in a more simpler way, I'm gonna explain it like this. It's family. Family has their issues, except because of who we are, it's public and you see it, right? And with me and Jermaine, it's always been a competitive thing. Like I said, it's been just that. It's, you know, um, Jermaine's a big Star Wars fan. And I always compare this with Obi-Wan and Anakin. Obi was the teacher. Anakin at the time before he went dark, he was the understudy. He was underneath Obi. And, you see young Anakin want to get out there and go to battle, go to war, and I'm ready. And Obi always, not yet. Not, you think you're ready, but it's like, I'm ready. Is you fucking crazy? Like, I'm ready to go. And I also want to prove to you that I'm that motherfucker and I want to be the best motherfucker on the label or the best Jedi, period. And, it's always been that competitive nature of, damn, man, me coming up young, like, is he holding me back or is he da-da-da? Man, I got to prove to him. That's why that I'm a flirt record meant so much to me, to show him, like, yo, this is my first number one without you. You know what I mean? And I think, we're just alike. And I'm always wanting to make him happy. I think me wanting to make him happy and him just an applause from him. You know what I mean? You want that. I'm sure Unc at the time wanted that from Dre, that acknowledgement, that love, that respect. You know what I mean? And he gives it to me, but Jermaine, he shows it differently. He'll do it behind your back, like give you all your props and be like, yo, don't tell about why I said this shit. So I don't want that shit blood. He don't need to know that he right. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how he is. But that's all it is. It's competitive nature. It's always competitive nature. It's never personal. This shit stems because it's like, nigga, I'm better than you. Nigga. Well, just show me. Nigga. Jay, like, nigga, I got all the records you got. I did them. Show me. When nigga, I try to show you, nigga, but nigga, you put out of my system out before I can even give you a fucking chance. Like, you know what I mean? So it's that father-son shit that every father and son go to. You growing up, you smelling yourself now. You getting some ass now. You got money. My bag damn near just as up, if not bigger than yours. I'm pushing the same cars you driving now. That man shit is popping off. That, you know what I mean? So all of our things has been competitive. That's all it is. Me wanting to prove to him, me showing him trying to be like, Bow Wow, listen. It's like, nah, nigga, I've always been like the little pit bull on the label. And then, with Brat, we just did the 50 years of hip hop. We did the Social Dev tribute at the BET Awards. That was my first time seeing Brat in a minute. And we ain't say no words to each other. Like, we don't speak. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we don't talk. But but for me, it's about JD. That's who found me. You know what I'm saying? That's who taught me this. That's who I talk to every single day, 5 times, 6 times, 8 times out the day. That's who, Jermaine's a big video gamer. We on Madden all the time. We all like I'm probably calling me right now as I'm talking to you. Like, that's my man. Like, and he's happy that I'm back and I am too, because when I wasn't there, cats was telling me, like, man, that shit hurting. Like, this one hurt. Like, I'm like, damn, man, that's fucked up. Like, I take that L. I fucked up, just like I said, being in my feelings and lashing out and just that anger I had for him, and now we had a good place. And I don't think I'll ever see us feuding or fighting again. Ever, 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 ever.
Yeah, that's good, man. I'm happy to hear that. So you and the Brat, y'all not speaking. It's not over that situation you and JD had, right? Because y'all cool now. So, I mean, she's still mad over that?
This is Brat's situation, because no matter what, that's still sis. No matter what. You know what I mean? Brat is very loyal to Jermaine. Very, very, very loyal. One thing about Brat, you cannot question her loyalty for Jermaine at all. And Brat got at me publicly, and I was going to respond back. And, I thought about it when I was in the car, and I was like, number one, I erased everything. I said, I'm not going to respond back to Brat. I said, number one, Brat's a woman. And number two, her energy, she really like the middleman, and she more mad at me because we got to keep the family tight. Like, she doing what any big sister would do. And of course, she going to ride with JD and do whatever. You know what I mean? So I respected that, and I understood where her energy was coming from. I knew it wasn't coming from a hateful place, But I think because of that last DM or that last text that we did have, and then I seen a couple little Dish Nation interviews, and and she'll be like, and everybody, so what's up about it? Like skip it, that topic, or I don't want to talk about it. But she's a woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you expect? At the end of the day, Brat can be as hard or man, Brat ain't, man, listen, Brat is very soft. Sis is very soft, all right? But that's how I took it. There's no ill malice behind it or anything like that. Like it's all love. But even at the awards, I stayed to JD. That was the only person on the label I'm here for. That's what I'm talking to. And, now might not be the time to be talking, or I'm sure that we could have chopped it up in the back in the dressing room, whatever, but that was JD moment. And, we here to handle business. And as long as his performance looks good and, you know, that's all I care about. And you would have thought that we had apple pie and mac and cheese and fried catfish before we went out there because we was all in sync. You see Brad doing my ad libs like we never even had an issue. So it's not but love, man, no matter what. But like I said, I understood where Brad was coming from. So I still love Brad. I love Brad forever.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. I hope y'all get back talking. But I want to ask you, right? I want to get your opinion. And it's probably not going to happen because of the situation he in right now. But hypothetically, if it's a versus between JD and Diddy, who you got?
Oh, JD, of course. All day.
You think he got a better catalog?
All day. I think they both got dope catalogs. You know what I mean? I think, with verses, like even when I did it, I think verses is tricky because we've seen some cats with some big ass records who got bigger records than the person that they battle, and you see that person loses. And, and a lot of people don't understand this, how you set them records up. With verses, I'm a rapper. When it comes to performing, I knew my whole angle, my whole scheme with verses. And I've been to a couple, rap battles and, fortunate enough to be a part of some URL events and, having Smack on 106 in Park. So me just being around like cats like John the Don and Murder Mook and DNA, like really being around these guys, I kind of inherited that shit. So I already knew what angle we was going to tackle for verses. But like I always say, you got to make sure your records are sequenced right. Like I'm saying, you can have the bigger records, but if your shit is not put together, y'all gonna hit. It's that same feeling when you having a battle rap and you forget your words. That them lights get real bright, and you don't want that to happen with millions of people watching. You know what I mean? So, it all depends on how you line it up. Puff can swing with a couple big records, and then JD could be like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna fall into that. I'm gonna keep you right here. That's cool. But also, I got a big record too. Boom, and he do. JD got one too. It's like, okay, well, they both got Usher hits, but Jermaine got the bigger Usher hits. So it can get tricky. He got Mary J. That's cool. He got Mariah. You got one, two, he got Jacket. So the balance is there. The balance is definitely there. But of course, I'm gonna roll with the home team though. I got to roll with JD on that one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, JD catalog is underrated, man.
Yeah. And think about the records that people don't know that JD did. Like JD's a real producer. Like JD really is composing. Jermaine's on Instagram making beats on the MPC. He's really in there. He ain't the type of producer that's walking in overseeing and eating off of young producers and they're making the beats. Nah, Jermaine is all the way in. He's really a technician with this shit. Like, he ain't to be with. He's not to be with. And Jermaine can get him there. What NPCs what buttons like Jermaine to get the popping this shit. And it'll just be, that's another thing when you do verses. You gotta have your when you popping it, you gotta make sure your trash talk game is up to par too, man. It's a different arena, man. We done seen some niggas' careers get smashed fucking around with that versus shit. Like motherfuckers had no business being up there. Will get exposed. I've seen it. Trust me. I'm telling you.
Yeah, your boy definitely yeah, Mario. I'm not gonna go there. But the first thing I thought about, Mario did some work on him, man.
Yeah, but see, I didn't like that.
And the Mario catalog is way that's not even a debatable.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, but you see what I'm saying? Like, you can have it. He do got the more commercial records. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Mario got one of the biggest records in R&B history. He does at radio. I mean, that Scott Storch record, that Let Me Love You record is monumental as a motherfucker. He going forever have one with that. But we talk about a nigga that went from a boy band group to having some solo success too, and being in movies and all that. I'm telling you, that shit don't mean nothing on verses if your shit ain't put together right. And Mario came into it like a battle rapper. He knew what it was. I'm gonna pop my shit. I'm gonna bring him into deep waters. I know I'm the better vocalist. I'm gonna out sing this nigga. I can do new records they never heard before, but just me singing a cappella and having a band break it down, you're gonna see the difference. That's how that whole shit played out. You know what I mean? And he just kept reeling him in, reeling him in, reeling him in, reeling him in. So to me, I'd rather have seen O battle somebody else because, Mario is a vocalist, not to take away from what O has done whatsoever, but they're two different artists. They're two different artists. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have seen O battle somebody else than Mario though. But all in all, it was entertaining as hell. It was fun. It was viral moments. The internet loves viral moments. You got to give them a viral moment, and you know, yeah.
Speaking of Omarion, right? Y'all had that album together, and I remember it was something y'all was doing on BET, and I think you went off on the guy Tory, because I think he was trying to prank you, and you went off on him. If you don't mind me asking, man, was everything cool with you at that point when y'all was coming out with that album?
I was on lean. I was sipping so much syrup, bro. And I said this too, like right after Mac Miller had died, I spoke on that shit. Like I was drinking that shit like crazy. Like if you go back and watch, it's called the Road to Platinum documentary series on BET. If you watch that, you'll see so many like white styrofoam cups and you'll see so many like Hawaiian Punch bottles in the studio. I was losing my fucking mind. Like that lean shit had me up. Like I was just always irritated. Just one little thing I didn't like when Torre said what he said about, and that was a joke too, come to find out. And I was like, what? Wait, what? Wait, what do you mean he ain't the, like, I'm wrong. Come on, oh, get up, we out. All that, man, I'm telling you, I put that shit down back then. Before you seen all these cats doing it, like I'm telling you, like it was times where I used to pull up on Wayne, like, yeah, the pop bottles video in New Orleans, I think we was doing something they was shooting. I put up on Wayne. Wayne hit me up with a little baby bottle of my own, like, take this, go ahead. I gotta take this with you. Like, we pouring up foes, deuces all day long. And of course, my man, my right-hand man was my hype man. He from Houston. You know what I mean? At the time, I had somebody from H-Town running with me. So we always had the lean with us. Like, no matter where we was at, we sipping. We go to Roof Chris. Y'all want any water? Nah, we straight. Y'all got some ice? We'll take some ice, though. Like, hit on with some ice until I don't have like an addictive personality. So I'll never forget me and Chris we were on our tour. I was co-headlining with Brown. And the opening night was in Cincinnati. When I got off the stage, I collapsed. And I was like, what the f-? And I went straight to Cincinnati University Hospital. I'm talking about my stomach was so fucked up that I end up going back home to Atlanta after the first show. So mind you, I miss Baltimore, I miss Chicago, and I miss Detroit. Like these is big Bow Wow markets, like huge markets. And I'm sitting in the hospital, not knowing what the fuck going on. And when I get back home, this shit gets worse. Like I'm throwing up, I'm fucking shivering in the bed, I'm sweating, I'm going through it. I go to the hospital again, bro. This is summertime. I pull up to the Gwinnett Hospital here in Atlanta with like 2 hoodies on and sweats. You know how hot it get in Atlanta? Hot as a motherfucker, hot as shit. I'm fucking freezing, bro. Like like, I'm cold as fuck. And what happened was I didn't know that I was having withdrawals. That's how much lean we was consuming. Like, and I had on my tour bus. I had a tour bus at the time. So, we not even paying attention. I'm not paying attention. I'm doing this shit. Like, all the homies, we all just doing this shit. We be eating. I'm like, yo, stop scratching. Like, but this shit itching. Like real lean sippers know when they see this part, they like, that nigga ain't capping about that shit. Hell yeah, when you a real lean sipper, that shit be itching. Like it's coming out your pores type shit. And I had to get right, man. And God rest her soul, I had the best publicist ever, Patty Webster. She ended up putting out a press release, and I was home in Atlanta. I saw the news, and the rapper Bow Wow was hospitalized. And da-da-da. Meanwhile, I'm at home recovering, and for dehydration. Well, no dehydration. I was fucked up off lean early, like up. So If you look at that article up, it said dehydration. That was cap. That's just good PR. We didn't want to let the world know that 18, 19-year-old Bow was, heavy on the drink, but we was. We was though.
Wow, man. So that lean is really addictive.
Yeah, because like for me, a lot of cats they pull up in the soda. For me, I always feel like it flattened the soda, and it's already sweet. So I'm like, I'm going with Hawaiian Punch. Wayne was the first person I seen with the Hawaiian Punch. So I'm like, damn. So when I first did it, if you love Kool-Aid growing up, this shit like Kool-Aid on crack. Like this shit is like, God damn it. You don't want to drink nothing else fruity. It's like a fruity ass drink you could just sip on all day. And it never the ice, you know, gotta have crushed ice. Get the crushed ice is just, but man, my stomach was so fucked up, bro. Like it just felt like somebody had a knife, bro. And I never felt this type of pain ever in my life. But I didn't know that I was having withdrawals from this shit. Like my body needed it. But like I said, my mind, I don't have an addictive personality. I was consuming a lot, but I didn't know that my body needed it. That shit was the worst shit I ever went through in my life.
Yeah, I heard on Riff Draws is something serious, man.
No joke. That shit, New Jack City, Chris Rock, like that shit for real, bro. That shit for real. That shit have your ass hot, cold, shivering, shaking, throwing up, puking. Man, that shit was the worst shit ever, bro. That's why I don't know how these niggas be doing all these motherfucking drugs, man. I don't, man, no way. I'm straight tequila and weed. That's all I need, tequila and weed. I don't go no further. I know my boundaries. I'm cool. That.
Damn, man. Like I knew lean was addictive, but I didn't know it was like that, man. But what I do want to do, man, I want to talk to you about your relationship with T.I. because I know at one point he was writing for you. But tell me about that, man, your
Yeah.
relationship with him.
Yeah, so my third album was the first album I did without Jermaine at all, completely. That was the first time where we kind of went our separate ways. And, KP, Kawan Prather, who was an ATL legend in the business, he was my A&R and he was like, yo, we're gonna bring in, some guys that I fuck with, but I'm gonna introduce you to Tip. I think he'd be a good role model, good big brother for you. And the first session we had was at Patchwork Studios, the legendary Patchwork Studios in Atlanta. And I remember telling Tip, like, go give me a spray. And he was like, what? Like, you gonna be a man around here, partner. You ain't gonna be, you gonna get your ass up and go get your own soda. Niggas ain't no do boys around here. We don't do that. And that day, right there's the day I really started respecting Tip. And, this is before the King album, this is before ATL. This is, Tip, young Tip, the T.I. that, took me off Camp Creek go pick my girlfriend up and take us to the haunted house because I couldn't drive, Tip. You know what I'm saying? And walk in the haunted house with us because as like my big brother chaperone you know what I'm saying? Like we really kicked it. Me and Tip really had moments, man, especially in the studio. Him giving me that freedom, him teaching me how to write cadence, bars, song structures, just everything. He was giving me the answers that I wanted Jermaine to give me. He was definitely 100 in the studio. Like Tip that's my dog. Even to the day, that's my big bro right there. I fuck with Tip, man. And like I said, me and Tip wrote the third album. We did that together along One Man Rock. Shout out to Rock from Newark, shout out to Newark, New Jersey. Us three collectively wrote that whole third album together. So Let's Get Down was the first single. I wrote a verse, Tip wrote a verse, and Rock wrote a verse. Yeah, that's how that went.
Yeah, that was a cool record, man. I had no idea that T.I. he did the
Yeah.
second verse, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, that song was
Yeah.
dope, man.
I wrote the hook. I wrote one verse. Tip wrote one verse. And then, yeah, like I said, my man Rock wrote a verse. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a dope record, man. But one thing I want to ask you, right? When you look at your career, right, you made it as a child rapper. Do you look back at your career and you wish that, you would have made it as an adult rapper instead of a child rapper?
Nope. Nope.
Why you feel like that?
Because I feel like, because now's the time. Now's the time. Yeah, now's the time. Now I feel, listen, for me, I couldn't have had it no better way. Because I wouldn't have seen none of the shit that I seen or been a part of some of the shit I was a part of. What makes my pen even better now as I'm talking to you is the fact that now I got all this motherfucking information. I'm 37 now. So the way I'm attacking shit now is different. I got a story to tell. A lot of these motherfuckers don't got no stories to tell. They just talk about shit that like, They can buy, um, I'm a trick on this girl, I'm a da-da-da. Like, I got a real story to finally tell. You know what I mean? The music now is better, crisper, and you'll never find a nigga my age who been in the game as long as I am can just come in at any time and sound like I never left. I know exactly what's going on. I'm in the clubs. We we everywhere. So the sound sonically never leaves. Where you got some of these niggas that they try to come back and they just be like, damn, nah. He's stuck in those eight. He's stuck in those 70s. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, I'm only gonna get better. Because for me, hip hop is a young man game, but I'm so youthful inside. I'm really like 23, 22 years old inside. I'm a big ass kid. So the lyrics gonna be fresher. I'm more creative. You know, the production gonna change. Me and JD got some hard ass shit. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's just different. And for me, this was all strategic. You know, I wanted to branch off because I'm like, yo, there's so many cats that when they stick to one thing, they die out after 3-4 years. Like, I'm looking at niggas that was hot 4 years ago, who niggas was parading. Now they saying these niggas is falling off. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be them niggas. Like, I want to coast through this shit and at the same time staying relevant. It ain't got to be just through music, whether that's TV. Oh, let's take a break and go host some shit for 2 years. Oh, CSI calling? Why not go work with CBS and go do CSI? Host the Grammys? Nigga, we getting into hosting and all this shit now. So when this rap shit out, we really want to put this away. We got some whole other shit over here popping off. So I'm doing this. That was like my college. Me going to 106, me working, doing CSI, me branching off and doing acting and all that other shit, movies. That was me going to college. Like, let me go learn this. Let me put this on ice real quick. Rap gonna always be my first love. I can do this shit in my sleep. I can rap in my sleep. This is the easiest shit. Rapping is the easiest shit. And for niggas that make hit records, how I know I can make hit records in today's time is because I make fucking hit records. That's what I do. It's easy. And what makes me even more confident is when I see cats winning. Like, I brought up Fat Joe earlier. Fat Joe was always good for a big smash record, one every 2 years. Like, he's always gonna come with that one thing. You know what I mean? Guys like that. I see guys like him. I see, you know, even with Soulja, him catching a quick wave with, you know, She Make It Clap. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you see cats still, it's like, bro, do you not fucking understand this is what we do? We're professionals. Like, my boy Bart always be saying that shit to me sometimes if I'm like, yo, be talking shit to Lou, like, Lou, I'm gonna bust you out in the court. Bart like, you know, this nigga fucking professional. Like, this nigga, just because a nigga sit out for a year or two and retire don't mean that this motherfucker ain't gonna bust your ass like Steph would right now. Like, these niggas really do this shit. We really do it. We really make hits. We know the formula. I know my genre. I know what I need to do. I'm outside. I've been outside collecting data. I'm in the clubs. I'm in the night spots. I'm in the spots. All these niggas be talking about everything you hear. We outside. It's too easy. I know what the women want. I'm watching what they wearing in the club. I'm listening to the DJ. I'm listening to the tempo. I'm listening to what he dropping next. Man, I'm collecting data. This shit is too easy for niggas. Like, it's too easy. Like, it's too easy. The shit we got coming, bro, you're gonna see. Cause I'm tapping right in. I'm not taking we tapping right in. Like, the tap right in. You're like, they got a song with, oh shit. This motherfucker know it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, this what I mean by everything was strategic. Why I took a break from recording new music, right? Because we just did the Millennium Tour. I just did 2 sold out arena tours with no new music, right? And I remember Drizzy had hit me like, damn, nigga, you applying pressure. I'm like, nah, not. I ain't applying pressure, right? Well, that's 2 arena tours with no new music, bro. Like, nigga, that's like, you want, like that's what Janet be doing. That's what the Red Hot Chili Peppers go do. They got a fan base. They can just say, oh, going on a tour. And it's just, let's go. Like, that, we out here competing. We throwing shit out. We on the chart. You ain't even on the chart. Then you go, then I end up beating J. Cole and Lil Baby for the best rap tour. We won the Billboard Music Award for the best rap tour for the Millennium Tour. So niggas can't say we ain't cooking right now in the now. That's now. We like we cooking. You know what I'm saying? So um for me, it was like the only way I'm gonna get that second life in this is I gotta wait. Cause the topics gotta be right. Now that they've seen the shit I go through in the press with my baby mama. So now it's like, oh, this nigga has now, excuse me, that we can finally fucking relate to. I don't gotta pop about my rollie. I don't gotta pop about how much money we spending when we go to Magic. I'm dealing with real shit. I got 2 baby mamas, 2 kids, nigga. Really was, I had to go to fucking child support court, nigga. I'm family court. The same shit y'all nigga probably saw me getting off the elevator, like going in court for this shit. Like, nigga, me and my girlfriend got locked up Super Bowl weekend. Like, it's so, now the records that now for the women, like the shit I'm really touching on now is like, what the and it's gonna be new information. This is all new information. I get the right, now that the whole shit is different. I never had nothing really to talk about. This is the first time I got shit to talk about. Like even with, I think I put out a song called Pain, My Pain, where it's like it's black and white, where I'm talking about my son and I'm talking about, that shit went off because I'm like, it has the subject matter. Like, that's why this motherfucker got this many views on here. They're intrigued by the story. I have a story to tell. When you got a good story to tell, a good book, what do motherfuckers do? They go buy and they read it. And that's all I'm serving now is the story, the shit I'm going through. You know what I mean? And, you know, I've always had that connection with my fans, but now it's time to really connect to show them that, nigga, I'm just like y'all, except I'm Bow Wow. And that's the only thing that's different between me and y'all. And that's it. But the shit y'all go through, I go through too. And a lot of the men definitely gonna relate to this shit. Like, man, it's gonna get interesting, bro. I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it, yo.
Yeah, nah, me too, man. Like I said, we working every day, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Every day, just so many records, man. Just, you know, I was just like I think the other night I was just sitting in the dark at the crib. I was smoking, man. I was just listening to the records like, man, you know, making my notes like, all right, we going with this first. We gonna kill him with this second. We gonna just, it's all about strategic, man. It's all strategic. You know what I mean? You gotta learn how to fall back. A lot of these motherfuckers don't know how to fall back. That's important. I want to make sure motherfuckers understand that sometimes you gotta fall back. I'm telling you, like, you know, it's okay to fall back and make motherfuckers miss you, man. You will drown out. It's a way you can still stay in front of people's faces in a way to where you just in cruise control, and then you come back with just like, now you can't compare the music I'm making now to anything that I make. You can't compare it. I finally arrived. It took me to this point. I could never compare. It's 2 different people. 30, about to be 37-year-old Bow, or 20 to 29 Bow. Nah, I'm a whole new artist. It's totally same DNA, same shit. But we 37, we grown now. Now let's dance. We got some shit to talk about.
How you feel about these artists nowadays? Because I know you made a comment about it earlier, saying that the only rappers that's making quality music is J. Cole and Kendrick, and these rappers need, artist development. But speak on that, man, if you don't mind. Go more into detail about that.
I think it's a place for everybody. You know, growing up in Atlanta my whole life, you know, like I said, I was born in Ohio, but I came to Atlanta and like started coming back and forth at like 9, 10. 37, been in Atlanta then my whole life. So of course the music that we make, or a lot of the cats would subject to mumble rap, if that's what they want to call it, or, you know, for us, it's a vibe. You know, when I go to Magic City, I don't want to hear lyricism. You know, I want to hear that turned up shit. I'm in the club now. I want to have fun. I'm laughing. I'm with the homies. I'm with 40 girls. It's time to turn up. It's time to have some motherfucking fun. When I'm in my Sprinter and I'm on the road and I'm traveling and I'm going to city, I want Reasonable Doubt. Give me some Nas, you know, give me some old school. Man, what we be playing? We be playing all that, nigga George Clinton, motherfucker. Yeah, we take you all around. When we on the road, we traveling, we don't really, all the crunch really don't get no burn. So that's why for me, it's a balance. It's a balance. Now, the only reason why I say we do need artist development is because I just feel like the labels really don't care about the artists no more like that. You know what I mean? You see how they so quick to push them out, next will come in. Why you think they all sound alike? Oh, this is working. We got to find the new, it's working. And you sign this motherfucker, he sounding just like the motherfucker who hot. It's even to Nick be having, like, it's so many lulls. Like, it's just, like, it now, like, babies now are starting to become the new little. You know what I'm saying? You got the baby, little baby. Shout out to 310 baby, who got the left, right. Let me see. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? All of them tough. Shout out to all the babies. With the baby too. That was my boy. And but yeah, man, you see like these labels, man, they don't take the time to teach these cats about the business, and that's fucked up. They not gonna teach them because they don't want them to know it. You know, they don't want them to know it. You know, they don't want you challenging the label. They don't want you knowing about your math. They don't want you knowing about that shit. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy to me how, you know, a kid can go from their basement or their parents' bedroom and create a beat and it goes viral on TikTok, and you just throw their ass in the fire. You just throw them at the BET Awards, red carpet. They to themselves, they feel like, man, I ain't supposed to be here. I'm standing next to motherfucking, oh shit, this is Cardi B next to me. Like, what the like, you not even prepping them. Like, when I came up, bro, Sony, we had a room at the label where before I even did my interviews and got into my schedule, I had to talk to my I had an artist like testing me, would ask me questions. This shit was like an hour, bro. I had to do this shit like class. No, you didn't repeat the question with the question. Oh, okay. Like, I had to learn all that shit. Show you how to curve reporters and interviewers out of the questions, how to play them, you know, how to get up out of certain things. That's why I see a lot of artists get hemmed up, caught up saying the wrong shit because they don't know. They don't know. They don't know. You know what I mean? There's no teaching. That's why it's no different than anything. It'd be the NBA having that veteran. That's why that vet on the team, you got to have a vet to teach the young cats how to move. With me, I was blessed to have a Snoop, a Dre, a JD, you know what I mean? Just, I was blessed. I was fortunate enough to have that teaching. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, I think that is just, it's fucked up, man, when you see these cats come out. They don't teach you about money management. They don't teach you about planning, accounting, stealing the money. They don't, you look up, they buy themselves a Bentley truck and get a house, and then next summer they think that shit gonna still be here. Nah, motherfucker, label them, sign a motherfucker just like you, make the same music like you, except he just caught a new little wave. Now you on the back burner. Now you a has-been. It's unfair. Like, it's, you know, it should be we should care for these artists. You know what I'm saying? We should teach them money management. We should teach them planning, man. That's how these cats can really survive and feed their families and grow and invest and do things like that. It's you know, it's fucked up, man. You will be amazed at, me and Chris be talking about this shit all the time. Like, you'll be amazed at the artists that be hitting us, like asking us for favors. Shit fucked up.
When you say favors, they be calling you for money or they be calling you for opportunity?
It can be that. It can be, need you for this. Or, hey, bro, can you put a word in for me? Look, man, I've been thinking about, like, man, how did you do this? You know, that do-rag, this is my house. I can't let you know the formula how I'm getting to this like, this is my shit. Like, no, you can come get that. Like, you know, nah, But, you know, I done looked out for so many cats, bro. Like, so many cats. Even if it's, you know what? I'm going to put you on tour with me. I got you. I'm going to put you on tour with me. Come on, come eat. And I feel good about that. You know what I'm saying? Because when tour's over and they're having the best Christmas for their kids, or they just bought a new car, now they feel like I'm back in my lane now, that they look good and now they getting booked, their appearances done went up a little bit. Like, I feel good that I can have a platform where I'm gonna be like, where I can be like, man, come on, just come rock with me, bro. Like, come on. I'm always trying to look out, man. Like, if I can, I will, you know?
Right. And you couldn't touch your money until you was 18, right?
Correct. Yeah. It's like this Jackie Coogan law, I think that's what it's called. It's like, as a minor, you know, couldn't touch it. All my money was with the court. I had to get everything approved when I turned 16. My mother had to write the judge, let her know this kind of car he wants. The judge approves if it's safe or not. I wanted a Ferrari. He wanted me to get like a BMW, like like a little two, like the little two-seater joint, like the little, I don't even know what the called, but I think I'm Bow Wow. I'm not riding that. I won't. I'm out here working. It's my money. Like, bless me with that. But all along, he was there to protect me. Nah. But he worked with me. I ended up getting my first car was a Nissan 350Z. Remember when the Nissan 350Z dropped the two? I really wanted one. I had my Janelli rims on it. My shit was hard. It was silver. I had the chrome Janelli rims on it. And then from there, you know, start crawling up a little bit. Then I wanted me a Maserati. He let me get that. And then after the Maserati, that's when the nigga turned 18. That's when I turned up. That's when I went and got that 360, that yellow Ferrari I had on MTV Cribs. And then I wasn't looking back. After that, I just started turning up. You got to turn up one time. Now, I will say this, like, when you get the bag, you're going to fuck it up. You're going to fuck it up once. Just make sure you don't fuck it up no more. That's the thing, all right? Have fun, be smart. You're going to go get you some shit. You deserve it. You know what I mean? You work hard. You want to look around and see the fruits of your life. You want to see, like when I'm in my house and I'm chilling in my shit, to this day, I'm looking around like, this is where this shit going to. When I hop in my whip, this is where it's going to. When I ride my motorcycle down through Atlanta, this is where this shit going to. I feel good. It make me want to keep working hard so I continue to do the things that I want to do. You know what I mean? So like I said, man, it's just important that we should have some type of form of artist development to show the artists that we care about them. And they need that type of info. They ain't trying to get money, then stop it. You know what I mean? They trying to make money forever.
Real talking. You said that, you not being able to touch your money until you was 18, that helped you out a lot, right?
Yeah, 90% of it would have went on video games, and 10% probably would have went on clothes, because niggas was sending me shit for free every day. They still send shit for free, but yeah, it would have been on video games and shit like that. So I probably would have still had a lot of it.
I gotta ask you, man, like Mike, how was it like shooting that movie?
Oh man, like Mike was dope. It was an experience. It was the first real movie that I ever did. I remember John Schultz, the director, came to Columbus, Ohio, and hollered at me about opportunity, that 20th Century Fox was doing this basketball movie. And he met me in a basketball gym in Ohio, and me and the director of the movie talking. And, like I said, bro, listen, people don't know that I am like, how can I explain this? At that time, when you telling me a movie, I'm thinking baller blocking. I'm thinking I got the hookup, like Hot Boys. Like, this is shit that we grew up watching. Like, so when you telling me a movie, this is as far as my brain is going. I'm thinking we about to do, a quick little, straight to DVD type shit. That was my vision of a movie. Man, they shipped my ass to LA. Saw about 45 to 50 semi trucks, lights, cameras. We rented out the Inglewood Forum. That's where we shot it at. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is like an AMC movie? Or is it like the movies that I like to watch? So my whole time I'm thinking, so I didn't know nothing, bro. I didn't know how to act. I walked on there as a 14-year-old kid, bro, just green. Like, I didn't know, I remember taking my whole script down to set. And when I stepped onto the floor of the forum, I remember someone telling me on set that we're not going to finish the whole movie today. I thought that we shoot the whole movie in a day. You got to think, the only time I've been in front of the camera was when we shoot music videos. And back then it was a 2-day shoot. Now you can shoot a video in 4 hours and it looks like you shot it for 3 days. So it messed me up. I'm like, wait a minute, so I don't have to learn the whole entire thing right now? They go, no, we break it down by scene. Each day, there's a schedule. You might have 4 scenes a day. Those are the scenes you study. I'm like, oh shit, I thought I had to memorize this whole book because I thought we was going to shoot the whole thing today. So that's how thrown off I was, bro. I never had an acting coach, no nothing. But like Mike, definitely, without like Mike, I wouldn't be who I am today without like Mike. Because like Mike crossed me over to a whole nother world, to the point to where people around my age don't know that that's Curtis Blow's record. That's not Bow Wow's record. Like people think basketball is, I invented that record. And I would be a fool to take that credit from Curtis Blow. I remember the last time I seen Curtis Blow was not too long ago, maybe like 3 years ago in the Minnesota airport. And we stopped, chatted up real quick, and we kept going our separate ways. And the whole time in my mind, I'm like, yo, it's crazy. When I do that record, yo, like, like I gotta go perform at the Laker game, the Clipper game at halftime. Like, that's the fucking song of it's the theme of the fucking sport. You like, there's no other basketball song. That's it. You know what I mean? So, um, having the video, the record, and then to have Pharrell bless me with the record Take You Home, and we put that on the soundtrack. The Like Mike soundtrack goes gold. The Magic Shoes, the Little Boy, the Orphan, like so many, it was so relatable. The NBA players, little boys that love basketball like I did that wish that they could play basketball with their favorite superstars and their heroes. It was the dopest experience ever, man, and it just changed my career and changed my life. That's why I wish, that's why I got this made. Shout out to Jason in Beverly Hills. Like, you know what I mean? The best jewel in LA, the number three, the Calvin number three. Like, this shit was like monumental to me. You know what I'm saying? So like Mike, I hold that movie dearly to me, just like a lot of people do. You know, just as much as the world holds it close to them, as like it's a part of their childhood, bro, trust me, it's just as close to my heart as it is theirs.
Yeah, if they were smart, man, they'll make a like Mike edition for the retro ones if they were smart. But
It's gonna come. It's gonna come. Like I said, within time. I don't know if the movie. I'm not about to age myself because I ain't gonna do that. I'm about to say maybe we gotta wait till like that 25-year anniversary. You know, like you watch the Martin Show, they all come back on their 25th year or it's like the 40th year. You know, that's always been a thing of mine for me, Brenda Song and Jonathan Lipnicki and the whole gang to just come back together, us sit on the couch doing an interview, and you know that would be something that I would love to. We will eventually do that, but that would be. Remember, I was talking about timing. That would be when I'm like, yo, Nike, hey yo, let's drop the Like Mike Blaze. Let's reach out and let's get it going. And actually, we're about to actually get something cracking with Mitchell and Ness soon too. We got some coming up with Mitchell and Ness, you know, because everybody knows how big I was with the jerseys. And I'm like, if anybody should have the real Like Mike jersey, and we bought it, should be Mitchell and Ness. And what a lot of people don't know is I actually shot Like Mike in Philly as well. So Philly, the city of Philadelphia plays a monumental part of Like Mike. You know, we shot half of the movie in LA at the Inglewood Forum, then we shot some at the Spectrum where Dr. Dre and Charles Barkley, Moses Malone, Mo Cheek, some of the best Sixer players of all time played at before they demolition the building. And you know, so looking forward like a Like Mike, Calvin Cambridge type of collab with Mitchell and Ness here in the future. And definitely gonna do something big in the city of Philadelphia surrounding that whole project. So, you know, like I said, man, now that I have such a long career, I'm able to go back and snatch things and bring them back to the forefront and collab with different companies, and you know, and it all makes sense. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, that's gonna be dope, man. And I don't know where I heard this from, man, but I heard that they actually working on another like Mike, right? And you gonna be in it?
You got to keep the class in the class because they fucked up with the second one. When they took it to street ball, that was horrible. I understand because and one, and you know the mixtapes was at that high, so I understand when they tried. They just fucked it all up completely. But yeah, man, you know we were flirting with the idea. I was, you know, talking to the writer of Like Mike, who really close with, and was flirting with the ideas. Just me and him spoke first. You know, because that's where it starts. It starts with the script. So we're like, what's the angle? What angle do we tackle? You know, Calvin's older now. Do I pass this thing off to my daughter? The women are now taking women's basketball is now rising even higher and higher and higher. You see the work that Kobe put in with his daughter, with Gigi. I'm sure she was about to be on her way. You got Caitlin Clarks of the world. You got, you know what I mean? Just so many, you know, Angel Reese, you know, you look in the league now. I mean, we got a first female going up against a male in a 3-point contest. You know what I mean? Like shit is starting to, the women, they're here. They have arrived, you know, and what angle do we tackle? Do I pass it off to Shy? Or, you know, we had an idea where we was going to call it like Kobe, you know, and then so many ideas was getting thrown around, bro. Like you wouldn't even understand. Like, to the point where like, yo, if it's not going to be right, then let's not do it at all. And for me, I'm very big on, you know, messing with classics. If we would have did it, we should have did it a long time ago. So, you know, it'll have to be a different angle now. And, you know, I don't know. You know, it can still possibly happen. I think Lottery Ticket 2, though. Lottery Ticket 2 is a thing. Now, that's a thing. And I ain't told nobody about that. Lottery Ticket 2 is a thing. You know, Eric White, the director, reached out to me. Cube, if you see this with any of these cameras, Cube, I've been hitting you, bro. I don't know if it's the numbers the same, but when you watch this, or anybody from your camp watch this, get in contact with your nephew. I need to holler at you. We got to sit down and talk about how we can make this thing happen and get the rights and how can we, make this thing pop. But I'm down. Me and Brandon T. Jackson is gonna start with us, and of course we're gonna bring the gang back together. But lottery ticket two is a thing. Lottery ticket two is a thing. We that could happen way before like Mike. Like we're in talks. Like that's a serious thing. That's a serious thing.
That's gonna be dope, man. The first movie was real good, man. And you and Brandon T. Jackson, y'all squash out issues, right?
Yeah, we cool. We spoke at this past BT Awards. We spoke. I was hosting the House of BT for the whole weekend out there for BT, and he came and he called me right before I was walking the stage to perform with Snoop, and we chopped it up. And I was like, bro, come on, man. Like, this is the Brandon T. Jackson I know. Like, you know what I mean? I apologize if you took my words, you know, to heart. You know where I'm coming from it. And I know where you coming from. And he's like, yo, let's get down. We gonna do this thing or what? I'm like, let's go. If you Brandon T. Jackson, that we all know, yeah, nigga, don't be on your crazy shit. He said, I'm back. And I said, well, if you back, let's go. And then, I spoke to Eric White. Eric came and said, listen, man, you the star of the movie, how you feel about us bringing Brandon? And I said, listen, even if me and Brandon T. Jackson wasn't getting along, nobody can replace Brandon in this movie. He still got to do the movie, regardless. You know what I mean? Because I'm always thinking about the fans and the people. Where's Benny? Where the fuck is Benny? Didn't we do that when the second Friday came out? Man, where the fuck is Smokey? Who was Day Day? We had to get introduced to Day Day. And you like, still when we first watched, it's like, he cool, but nigga, where's Smokey? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I never want that to occur in my movie. So it's like, regardless of what we going through in real life, man, shrug that shit to the side. Nigga, Kobe and Shaq put that shit to the side and went and got some rings. Nigga, shut that shit to the side and go make this movie. And we gonna come up out of that situation. We ain't even worry about that. So there's no way I would do lottery ticket without Brandon T. Jackson. It just wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? That's my dance partner for that movie. The chemistry with us, the chemistry we had in the roll bounce together. That's where it started from. And then we took it to lottery ticket, and we want to just keep building that brand, man. Lottery ticket is today's generation. These new kids, so like my daughter and the cats that's 19 now, or 20 years old, or 24 years old now. That's their Friday. You know what I mean? My daughter don't watch Friday. That's her Friday. That's why. And we able to say that, y'all, because Cube is involved and it's a Cube Vision production. All right, so if Cube say this is the younger generation's Friday, and he approved that, because that's how the trailer was. The trailer was like, this is the new generation's Friday. I'm like, all right, now we got to bring it if we want to carry that, carry that energy. But I'm excited, man. Lottery ticket two is a thing. I'm very excited. I'm actually currently writing my first script right now, which is like 95% complete. I can't tell you about that one, but it's another a character that I've played that people have loved forever. And it's I don't want to go too close because cats will start guessing it. But I'm actually writing a TV show right now for a big name studio. So if you can think how I'm thinking, I'm sure you can guess it in your head. But it's a lot of shit, man. A lot of shit is going on, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's dope, man. And Roll Bones. Did you ever think that movie would turn out like that, man? That's a classic, yo.
Yeah, I did. I did. Not to be cocky or arrogant, I did because of where I was at in my point of life. I was in a real dark place. And I was doing a 70s piece, the clothes, the whole nine. I bought in. I was in a real dark place. I was 16 going on 17, living in Chicago all by myself, no mom, really alone. And it was that, coming of age for me, I guess, me smelling myself, me becoming a man, challenging my mother, challenging anybody who was around me. Excuse me, typical teenager shit. And just having a dark place, man, that's how I was able to do that role, man. Breaking the car, crying. I was in a very, very weird place in my life right there. Cut my hair off, growing it back. Me and Jermaine wasn't getting along again. But then we started talking towards the end of me filming the movie, got back together, grew the braids back. And then Jermaine got me back on track. He got me back on track. I remember being in LA All-Star Weekend, driving out to Malibu for the first time seeing him. And I cried my eyes out to him. Drove to Janet's house, and we was in the living room at the table, and I was like, "Yo, JD, I'm about to quit." And he was like, "What?" I was like, "I'm about to quit. You know, once you left and you couldn't take me with you when you did that whole Arista move, I didn't understand why you didn't take me. Like that shit hurt my heart." And I think that's where the hatred or the energy started from with me and Jermaine, that friction. And I said, "Yo, well, check this out. You got two things, bro. Either I'm gonna stop right here at album 3 and I'm never gonna do this shit again and I'm done. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit, the fame, nothing, I'm done. Or we can continue this shit until the wheels fall off. But the only way I'm doing it is if you do it. You gotta do the album. I don't want to hear nothing about no paperwork. I don't want to hear nothing about no motherfucking a label situation. I don't want to hear nothing. Make it happen." You wanna know how hungry he was? Here comes Let Me Hold You, number 1. Out the gate, that's where this came from. Here come Like You, number 1. You feel me? We come out gunning. Up, here come Fresh As I'm Is, top 5. You know what I mean? Like, that was the formula. We knew. We just bottled that energy in and we just used it for that project. And then boom, I'm back in the arenas. I'm back doing my shit. Just when I thought the lights was gonna turn off. Here we go. Another 3, 4, 5 year run. Here we go. Another.
You bounce back, man. But I want to get your opinion on something, right? Given your history, with women, right? What advice would you give to a successful man to avoid him from being trapped by a woman?
Wear a condom. Yeah, wear a condom. Um, I'm always the type of cat, excuse me, that's always learning from the next person's mistakes. And I see what people go through, and I never want to go through that shit. Right? So I never want to go through that. Look, man, that shit happens to this day. I mean, that happens still to me. Like a girl recently just told me, what did she say? Not even. Check this out. I'm I'm in a famous club here in Atlanta. I'm lit, right? And when you lit, that's when you can get taken advantage of. So, little chick, I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna Apple pay you your tip. You feel me? I'm gonna just send your tip. I'm out. Like, I'm about to walk out the club. I'm just Apple pay your tip to you so you get it direct." When I sobered up and woke up the next day, do you know what the request was for? $1,000. Like, and this is a girl I ain't even smashed. Like, we don't even kick it like that. I only see you in the club. Like, we got an in-club relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have nothing outside of the club. Like, you know what I mean? That's just what it is. But she had the audacity to request 1,000. Like, damn, like 275. Like, first of all, everything was free anyway. So, you know what I mean? A cool one, like you ain't even do 500. Like 200, like, damn, you just going for, and you don't even get naked at the club. You don't even strip. You clothed all night. He's like, you know what I'm saying? And once the bottle is there, we pouring our own shit. All you did was bring it one time. Hell no, get the fuck out of here and talking $1,000 Apple Pay request. Like, come on, man. So them the signs like that you paying for. Like you pay attention to shit like that. Like, oh nah, skirt. Like, get out of here. Like, come on, man, I'm 37. Like, the shit I done seen and we done did. Like, come on, man. We can see that. Come on, man. We can see that shit coming a mile away. When a girl keep pressing and pressing and pressing the issue, like, to me, that's like, I don't know, you might be trying to line me up or something. Why you keep trying to get me over there? Like, you just gotta follow your energy. That's what it is with me. Like, I've been doing it for so long. I done seen everything, bro. I done seen everything. I'm talking about, man, it's a cold world out here. It's cold. Bundle up. Bundle up. But that's how I move, man. I'm a player, man. I just keep it real cool. I'm the fun dude. Just keep it cool, man. Don't try to smash everything. Women, that's how you really get the bad ones. You know what I'm saying? You really get the bad ones by not smashing everything when you cool, because that's what they think of us anyway. They know they bad and we got money, we got power and clout. They know what come with that. If you just derail their mind off by not trying to fuck on the first night or just, be the one that that's how I'm able to walk out with a 50 piece when I pop out. Like, Nick be asking me, how you be doing that? Like, how you doing that? Are you smashing all of them? I'm like, nah, I'm just a cool, fun ass nigga. I'm the nigga they like to be around. It'd be niggas like you that make it easy for me to have 50 to 100 when I pop out, because you're like the typical nigga. I'm not. I step and I move different, man. You know what I mean? We getting a hookah for the ladies. All the ladies getting shots. They come to the crib. We having a kickback, chef cooking. Like we ain't ordering 100 piece from Popeyes. They getting treated right. Like this some different shit when they over here with us. Like, you know what I mean? I really take entertaining and hosting real serious. Like, I want motherfuckers to be around me and be like, yo, this the coolest motherfucker I've ever been around. He's so cool, so respectful, so humble. And I could be around this motherfucker all the time. You know what I mean? I'm just like that. You know what I mean? That's just my energy. That's just how I am. So I would tell somebody, if you follow those little rules and just tool your game up, you'll be all right.
Right, right. Because I know you be saying what I be saying. NBA and NFL players getting, IG models pregnant, OnlyFans chicks pregnant.
Yeah, but they dumb though. Yeah, they dumb though. See, the girls know they can always get a nigga that's 2 years into the league. Fresh out of college, come on, man. You know how long these niggas been following these Instagram girls and probably been DMing them, and they probably been left on scene. They get that 100 million, that 200. They got it. They going for gold. Just because they got that money, that don't bypass who they really truly are. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, they know what to get. With us, the ball players want to be rappers. And you got some rappers that want to be ball players, but they really want to be, they listen to our shit, going into the arenas, rapping like us, they dressing like us, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, they way more greener than getting a rapper. Athletes is the easiest niggas to get. That's why you always see them get caught up in shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, God bless them, man. Them niggas tripping, man. You made your first 200, you ready to give them 50 a month for 18 years? Come on, man. Got to be more careful.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. What's the craziest thing you ever seen from a female?
Yo, the wildest thing I seen with a female, I ain't gonna cap. The wildest thing I seen with a female, I remember being in Minnesota. I had a party and I had my suite popping, right? I was hosting some club. So I had the suite at the W Hotel. This is lit, it's popping. We got all the girls, even some vibe, the music's going, the liquor's flowing. I mean, we vibing. And there was a married shindig going on next door. It must have been like all the brides is over there, right? This is her last night before she gets married. And they over there drunk. All the women over there, like, what's going on down there? Like, the suite is lit, you know? And the girl's like, I'm getting married tomorrow. And then, next thing, the thing that came out of her mouth next was the craziest shit I ever heard a woman that was about to get married say. She's like, yo, I want a black man. It's my last night. And all I could think about, not me. I did. But, like I said, I was with my peoples and that's what she wanted. And, you going to ask somebody that's like, wait, what? You said, it's okay to come on. It's okay. I'm like, yo, she got to kiss that man tomorrow at the altar. This is the coldest I've ever seen in my life. This is crazy. I can't believe this is happening. And to me, I think that's why, like, when it comes to relationships and shit like that, like I say, it's things like that I've seen, man. Like, I test loyalty. It'll just kill your whole faith. That's why I say, man, I was telling my partner, people ask for the lifestyle that I have. And I told my partner this, and it's some real deep shit. I said, man, you ever notice, dog, how the simple things in life, we can't have them because we've been blessed with this life. So we get money, power, influence, clout, status. That's cool. Money. But that bad can't buy us the simple things in life that makes life so beautiful, like love, loyalty, pure shit. Love is one of them. It's tough to date being me. I can't speak for everybody else, but that's why I am the way I am with relationships. That's why I'm like, y'all just want to be single for the rest of my life because I done seen too much. Like, I'm straight. I'm fine too. Like, I'm cool. Like, I can't deal with the headaches. I got to be out doing what I'm doing. I can't have a woman, women be making movies in their heads. Oh, you, who was that? Man, I was the bottle girl. Like, I'm in the club hosting. You thought I was with her, but I ain't got time for that shit. I need a clear head when I go to work. I'm doing a music video and I gotta kiss a girl, I'm doing a movie and it's a sex scene, you tripping on that when I get home, like you was really into it. Look like you was just too into it, huh? You been wanting this shit. Like that type of shit I'll be getting. I don't need that, but yet you want a Birkin bag though. Where you think that bag coming from? You want a $50,000 bag? It's coming from me kissing these girls in this movie and this all this shit. You don't complain but I don't like that. I don't like that energy. I don't like that on my mental. I don't like that shit. So for me, relationships, I'm just not that type of person. And plus, like I said, I'm a friendly motherfucker, man. I love women. I love to entertain women. I love to, how certain rappers go out, bro. They be with 100 niggas and be bragging about that shit. Like, that shit really cool. I'm deep with all my niggas. Like, what? You gonna know when we pop in the spot, because there's probably about 8 homies, security, and it is nothing but women. That's how the niggas in the club be looking at us like, man, damn, they whole shit just stopped. Like, that's how they stepping in. That shit look crazy. Like, but that's me. That's just how I am. So, like I'm so content and happy where I'm at in that space when it comes to the ladies. I'm chilling.
Yeah, I can only imagine the trifling things you've seen with women, man. So, I understand why you won't get married, man.
And it never happened. And I've also been a dog ass nigga. Like I'm bow. I'm bow. You know what I'm saying? Like, karma's a motherfucker. Like, you ain't gonna hit my wife. Hold on, you ain't gonna hit my wife because I ain't gonna have one. So I'm straight. So I know how to. I'm good. Yeah, it's different, man. It's fucked up though, because you could want it, but it just don't work out. And I think people in the industry, they understand. People that might not be in the industry might not understand, but be me and just imagine all the countries I visited, all the women that throw themselves at me, famous ones, all the IG models that niggas love to this day. Be me and have access and have everything that I have right now. It's tough to give everything to one woman. Let's be honest. It's tough. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. It's fucking tough. And I don't know one man who can sit here and say about his Bow Wow, I can be toned the fuck down. No, you can't. It's impossible. It's not gonna happen. It's just not. Everywhere you go, every city you go, when it's time for you to host a nightclub, you at Live, you in Houston, you at, come on, man, that's gonna be tough. Like, women, it's gonna be tough. It's tough. And I'm not gonna lie to myself and be like, I can do it. It's tough, man. It's tough. I'm being honest. It's tough. So, yeah.
Real talk, you got some solid people around you. But how you be feeling when you be seeing these rappers and athletes, dating women that you already dated?
It don't bother me. It don't bother me at all. Like, it don't. You know, it's not even a bragging rights thing. Some cats would be like, "Oh, I was the first person," or "I had a like it's so many fish in the sea." Like, what I mean, people gonna like who they like. People are gonna date who they want to date. And as long as it ain't a partner, like, to me, that's when the shit get weird. Like, if it's like a one of my bros, or like if it's some shit like that. But if I don't know you and we don't have that type of relationship, fair game is fair game. I mean, if you're not my woman no more and the next nigga been plotting on it and he want it, by all means, go ahead, because I'm on to the next. Believe me, I always find them. You know what I'm saying? I'm always on to the next thing. Bow is always sniffing some shit out. So I'm never tripping on no woman or any of my exes once they move on, or, if anything, I'm happy for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, all honesty, like, there's been times where, I could have, put it this way, you never want to trip when a woman is not yours no more, because you never know, you and that dude that you probably wanted to trip on or whatever, if it's weird, y'all probably got a lot in common. And y'all might need each other one day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with one of my ex's dudes because I knew him prior to him ever dating her. And when we were done, he started dating. We wasn't like close friends or like that, but we were cool, like associates. When we see each other, we know what's up. It was close enough. You know what I'm saying? And he felt my energy a little bit from it. This was years ago. years ago. But I'm so glad I didn't make that situation out of nothing because now he's not with her, I'm not with her, and when we see each other now, we still homies. We kick it like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like we real grown men. I'm not about to. I was once told to never get into it with not about not over a woman, man. I'm just. It's too many women out here for me to be tripping about somebody talking to somebody who I previously talked to in my past, and the past is the past. So I don't be tripping, bro. My move on game so fast and so quick. I'm talking about. I done been, like I said, I've been through so much that my cutoff game, my move on game is swift. I'm never sitting back tripping on no female, none, none, not one, not one.
But you got some dudes that be around you that be wanting the girl because you have her, and once they see you with her, they want her. Sucker shit, man.
Oh yeah, you got some cats like that. You got some cats like that. Yeah, you got some cats like that because you might have built her up. You know what I mean? You got her looking right. You putting her on. You got her on TV. You got her stepping right. She looking right. And Nick know we fuck up. They know it's always an expiration date on some shit. Damn, well, as soon as that nigga cheat, as soon as he get caught doing some dumb shit, that's when I'm gonna swoop in and get mine in. So, look, from one player to the next. I'll be lying if I mean, I'm not the type. If I'm on the gram, I see a couple, I'm never be like, oh, well, when they fuck up, I'm going, nah. They to me, that ain't play. I'm not, I ain't turned on by that at all. I'm going for the thing that nobody looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas got their passport stamps up going back. I ain't gonna cap, because I'll bring some shit away from Australia, from Perth, and with an accent. Niggas ain't going 24 hours on no flights. Number one, a lot of niggas can't afford it no way. So, and guess what? She got to go back home anyway. You get 3 days to look at this one. If you want this one, that ticket probably $8,500. Let's start there. We flying from Australia. So if I got to, you know what I mean? That's how I like going for things that cats normally wouldn't get a chance. But then you got some times where, the homie might have messed with it and tell you about it and be like, oh, it ain't serious. Like, nigga, she a fun girl. And it's like, oh, okay, well, if it happens, it happens. It is what it is. But like I said, man, there's too many fish in the sea to ever be tripping on anything, you know?
Real talk. You right about that. It's too many women out here, man, to be tripping over one. So what you got popping right now, yo?
Yeah. Oh, man, just too much. Just too much, man, from, the men's hair grooming space, you know what I'm saying, with the do-rags and the brushes, and working with Red by Kiss, and then we just inked the deal with Walmart now with Kiss Colors and Care. So, moving the product, and which is dope because, like, anytime I get, a chance to, like, venture off and do business, I always try to, like, do things that is, like, the shit that people ain't thinking about. Everybody wants to run and get a liquor. Everybody wants a vodka, tequila, or they want a clothing brand, or they want, you know what I mean? So for me, it was like what avenue, what space could I dive into where I know the field is just like wide open and I can just kill and eat. And like, I was just talking to Fat Joe the other day on DM, hitting him up like, yo, I think we need to come together and do like some type of collab or in-store. Now he done jumped in. He's the second the second rapper to now jump into like that space with the beard, I don't want to say it's dye, but the enhancement. Let's say the beer, the beer enhancement. So, yeah, man. So it's just showing that I'm just, like I said, I'm just always trying to be a step ahead of the curve. And even though people might not understand it at that time, it's more like they'll get it later. So I'm happy to say I was the first in that one.
So you making some good money off the do-rags.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. When I first did my deal with them, it was more of it wasn't necessarily a partnership right away. It was more of, branding or um, more of like my likeness pretty much until, I remember having a conversation with somebody. I don't even want to say the person's name, but he gave me some real good advice at the time. And he was like, I was on a call and he was actually hearing me on the call with the company. And he was like, yo, do you own a percentage? Like I'm like, nah, not yet. I'm just not getting my feet wet. Like, let me show them that I can, the face can, you know, move the product. And then, maybe, when it's time to re-up, I'm gonna go back in and restructure my deal. And because this is what you need to do. You need to make sure you you need a percentage off of each thing moving. Anything with your face, anytime it's scanned across that countertop, every time. So now I can say that I do have I do get a percentage off of every brush, do rag, twist king brush. So yeah, I had to have that happen. So yeah. Listen, when you're the only person now that's on the do rag, you really don't have a choice but to buy the Bow Wow do rag. You know what I mean? Like, I was a real good friend of mine, Lou Will. Lewis Williams. Shout out to my boy Lou Will. He hit me up in the group chat the other day, like, man, you really a genius. Like, you really struck gold with this do rag. Like, you really made it to where we only have to buy you with your face on it. He said, that's some crazy shit.
Right, right.
So I was just like, nah, it was intended. I wanted it to be that way, and it's crazy because, for me, I always try to get involved with things that's close to home. I'm not the type of person to do business just because the money's right, or, I got to be able to want to push the product. It has to be organic. You know what I mean? If it's not organic, then if it's just a money play, then that's all it is. But for me, I got to believe in the product, trust the product, and be solely involved with the product. So I could say, man, I mean, so many people have been supportive, from Debo Samuel. Shout out to the Niners. I just had to send him a care package to you name it. Like, everybody be hitting me up for the do rags. Like,
Right, right.
man, what I'm like the do rag man. So we moving product though. Business is good.
Hey, do you go out in public now, or you send people out?
It all depends on where we at or what we doing. But for the most part, I'm outside. You know what I mean? I'm outside. I still pull up the Target, go in there, go buy my shit that I need. I like to walk around my neighborhood. I like to go eat by myself. I still go to restaurants, sit down. Not in the city, 'cause I live way out of the city of Atlanta. So where I'm at, I'm 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 peaceful. I have no problems. I don't beef with niggas. I don't. It's not never been my thing. So when I walk outside, it's a different type of thing. I just get, yo, bro, you a legend, bro. Or, yo, man, man, much respect, man. Yo, it's a pleasure, man. Yo, like Mike, man. Like, that's it. So, that's how you want it, man. You know what I mean? Like, cats that can go places without security, um, it takes a lot of respect. That means that you minded your business, you staying out the way, and you doing what you do. You'll never see me dissing niggas on the internet or arguing with my camera and yelling and spitting all in my camera lens and talking to nobody but my screen. Like, I can't do that. I love watching other people do it, but that's never been my thing. But yeah, man, I love life too much, man. But now we outside. Like, we just went to the Hawk game the other day. Like, sporting events, we always gonna do those. You know what I mean? I'm outside. You can see Bow. Then I got my moments where I lock myself in the house for about a week and a half, and I don't want to do nothing. And I feel like I've been out too much, or I just bring the party to me. I love bringing the party to me. We got a club in our studio. We got a nightclub in our studio. So sometimes we get have private kickbacks there, or like one of the homies might have a pool party at his house. We might go to, my NBA partner house. He got a vibe going. We go over there, or like right now I'm in my brother's store right now, Paradise Garden in Atlanta. You know, we can have a block party vibes or whatever we doing here, invite only type shit. Like, that's how we vibe. Go rent out the skating rink. We done that. Get on send out the flyer, saw the girls blast it out in the group chat. Next thing you know, it's 100 plus at the skating rink. Police outside, we pay them, lock the doors up, everything private. That's how we rock.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope to hear, man. But Bow Wow, man, great interview, man.
Nah, no doubt.
Great interview. I can't wait for the people to hear this, man.
No, absolutely. No, we gonna do some numbers, man. Like I said, man, you do great work. I'm always watching your I actually had to call JD on one of your interviews, like, hey, JD, hey, JD, I don't never record no shit like that happen, nigga. That ain't never happened, nigga. What the fuck is he talking? What these niggas talking about, JD? JD, I woke up that beach. JD said, what? Oh, yeah, like, JD. I'm like, JD, these niggas sound like they lying like a motherfucker. Ah, man, what, man? Suge ain't never done no shit like that, man. Only thing Suge, listen, man, you hearing it from me. Only thing Suge will ever say about Jermaine, bruh, is anytime while he was out, anytime Suge saw me in LA moving around in a club, the last time Suge saw me, I was with Chris. Me, Chris, and Tiger was together. Suge gonna ask me about two things. How's mom's doing? Always good. Tell your pops to holler at me. That's what he say.
Right.
I'm like, all right, big homie, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But That's it. So, but now I'm a big fan of your work, bro. I love what you do, and like I said, you know, I'd be lying to say if I don't watch some of your shit, man. I'm sure if I went on YouTube, my YouTube app right now, and refresh my shit and turn it around, you might see a couple of your interviews pop right up. So, nah, so when I got the call, man, it was a pleasure to do this with you. So hopefully we can come back and do it again, man. We touched on a lot of things, but we still got some more shit we gonna touch on too. We can do that later. We'll do a part two.
Yeah, we got to run this back ASAP, man. There's a lot more stuff we got to talk about,
Absolutely.
man. Great interview, man. And shout out to Jermaine
Yeah.
Dupri, man. I got nothing but love for JD.
No, you
I did
good.
an interview with Mark
You
Curry,
good.
man, and he brought
You
his
got
friend G on. And that's the story he told randomly, about Suge smacking, JD. And I didn't know if it was true or not, man. So, my bad, yo.
Hey, you good? Hey, you good, bro? Hey, look, man. When shit like that happens online with JD, he know I'm coming to troll him. I was trolling him. I was like, damn, nigga, you guys, what? He's like, shut up, nigga. You know that shit happened. I'm like, nah, I know, because you would have told me. I would have, bro, trust me. I would have, bruh. I would have, nah. But like I said, man, God bless you, bro. I appreciate you, my G. And like I said, we're going to do it again. We're going to dance again because we got some more shit to touch on, man. Trust me.